Okay, just give me 2 minutes. Okay, so now you can able to see my screen. Okay, okay. So Ramesh, as per the discussion, we are discussing about the OSI model layers. Okay, as well as
Yeah.
the TCP/IP model layers. Okay, so as we discussed that we already finished our network layer, so now it's time to discussing about our data link layer. Okay,
Okay.
so now like you can if you remember that like we already told you that the network layer is responsible to negotiate the information from one network to another. Okay, like in a
Hello. Hello. Hello, sir. Ade. ஸ்- எங்க பட்டி வச்சீங்க? இங்கே சரி. Hello. Yeah, sir. Your voice is not showing. It's just stopped your video. Yeah.
hello,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Ramesh. Ramesh, is my screen visible?
No, sir.
Not yet. Now,
Yeah, now showing.
okay. Ramesh, like you can see, uh, the data link layer is specifically divided into two sublayers. One is the LSS and another is the MAC. Okay. So LNC is specifically used to manage the data negotiation. Like in a particular system, like you can see, the whole data is stored in the form of binary, or in the binary digits or the binary values, which we can say it like it is in the machine level language form. Okay, but when we connected two devices and through them, through the particular connection, we share the information between them, and that particular like between the word, the information should negotiated in the form of raw bits. Like in a system, the information stored in a binary form, which we can call it as a machine learning language, where that same information should transmitted through a particular channel, like wide media, then that particular information should convert into the specific, like which we can call it raw bits. And again, that raw bits like reconverted, like it can again reconvert itself into a binary form where it is received. It's on the right system. Okay, so that specific transmission of language, like the specific transmission of the specific conversion of the data, is specifically managed by the LLC, which we can say it like it's the logical link control software of software task. It is also be able to do some to take some major role when we like you can see in the transport layer we can we already discussed that uh, it is a process which is named as auto scaling. Okay, so to do that thing, we can the LLC must be take some specific rules also to do that task. So LLC doing a lot more tasks in the specific purpose, like in a whole structured way. Like you can see, LLC literally do a lot more things, but here you can able to see just one thing. Like it is definitely be doing some logical convergence only. Okay, like in binary form to the raw bits and the raw bits to the binary form. Okay, so this is the right way where the LLC should able to do this type of work only. Okay, and the next one is the MAC. MAC stands for the media access control, where like media access control is specifically it is a task where we can able to address a physical value to a system or to a device. Like MAC address is specifically named as the physical address of a device. Okay, like you and like me, we all have a specific physical address by which we can able to identify, to identify me as uniquely all over the world. I am using my physical address. Same like you, if you need to identify yourself uniquely, then you obviously have a
Yeah.
physical address that you are using that so by using that particular address you can definitely be able to unify yourself in all over the world. Okay, so exactly the same, all the devices should have a unique identification. That particular address is named as MAC address, where all the devices use this particular address to unify them, like to identify a particular machine, like to identify itself, they need a physical address. Doing these things, we are using the MAC or the media access control. Okay, so specifically data layer is used to manage or to control the flow of or the negotiation of information. Okay, process in the LAN network. They specifically do this type of task. Like it should manage the logical conversion way by choosing the LLC process, and the second one is the MAC address by where the devices should able to address some logical values by which they can uniquely identify itself and by which they effectively do communication with each other. Okay, so this is the main purpose of the data link layer. Is it clear, Ramesh?
Yeah.
And exactly like the data link layer, the last layer is about your, like it is the first layer, but we discussed it layer at last. So it is the physical layer.
Physical.
1 minute. What is physical layer? Actually, physical layer is specifically used to do connections of over our devices, like to connect devices with proper way. That's why we use this physical layer. Like you can see in a network establishment process, we choose multiple devices and to negotiate the information between them, like between these devices, we choose specific type or specific medium to share information over their particular devices. Like we can able to choose the wire medium or the wireless way. So through any medium, like, we able to share information over our devices. So to arrange all devices in a proper way by which they can able to negotiate information properly, we this in OSI model or the TCP/IP model, they use the physical layer, and physical layer should able to take all the responsibilities to arrange all the devices in the right way by which devices can the devices can effectively do communication with each other. Okay, so in physical way, it also categorized like we can choose all the hardware devices in this physical layer. It is a part of the physical layer, and the connection type or the connection media is also belongs to this particular layer. As well as we can choose the NIC cards, which is known as the network interface cards, by which our devices should able to do communication with each other. So these are the most important components that we need to choose in our physical layer. Okay, so this is all about your physical layer. Okay, so this is the specific task should performed by the physical layer. Okay, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay, so apart from these layers, that now you can see, like if I choose, like this is the system A and this is the system B. Okay, like I want to share some information from system A to system B. Okay, like you can see on the system A, generate the information in application layer. Next, the presentation layer, session layer, transport, data link, sorry, network, data link, and the physical. Like, just give me 2 minutes. Maybe it is not copied. Yeah, I know it. Leave it. Okay, like you can see, whenever we create any information, then all the data should be, sorry, maybe in system A, the information should generated on application layer. On presentation layer, it is used to format that information, and session layer, the session layer should define the session ID or the session time by which the devices should able to negotiate information with each other. It should choose the transport layer by which it simply create a or to establish a connection, and the network layer, all the devices should connected properly and all the protocols should managed properly by which devices can effectively negotiate their informations. uh, Next layer is the on the data link layer. They use the physical values or the physical address to unify itself, by which they can do the communications. And next one is the physical layer by which devices should connect it properly. Okay, so these are the specific layers, and according to the layers, like you can see, when the data should generated in data should generated on application layer, after presentation layer, after session layer, in these above three layers, like you can see, data is remains data. But when the data reached to the transport layer, okay, it starting scattered. Like we divided the whole data by checking the MQ size, and the whole data should divided into multiple pieces. That process is named as segmentation, by which we collect a small amount of data and identify that data. We use a specific term there. So that particular term by which we can able to identify the data is the segment. Okay, by which we again assign the source port number and the destination port number, by which the devices can able to create a reliable connection between them. On the Other part, like the network layer, the device set should address the source IP and the destination IP over that particular segment. And here, like we are use a specific term like the packet, okay, to identify the data in network layer. And same in data lake layer, when the packet should follow the step and reach that data lake layer. The data lake layer is defined the physical values like the physical address on the packet, and that particular data should named as frame. And when the data should reach that physical layer, it simply it's simply converted into the raw bits by which data should able to transmitted to the other side. Okay, and it's simply converted into the raw bits. Like you can see, to identify the data in different layer, we use some specific terminology. Okay, so these terminologies is specifically named as the PDU. PDU stands for the process data unit, process data unit, where data should processed one after another in the different layer, and to identify the data, okay, we use some specific unit values like the segment, the packet, the frame. So these are the specific unit by which we can identify the data in the specific layer, so according to its layers. So this process is specifically named as the process data unit, where you can say it in the very short form, like PTU. Okay.
Okay.
So in the same way, like you, if you remember that, I already told you that in presentation layer it also does three very most important tasks like the encryption and the decryption, the encapsulation and decapsulation, also the compression and the decompression. Okay. So
Yes.
now it's time to discuss these things as well. So what is encryption and decryption? Like you can see, when the data should transmitted accordingly on the transport layer, it is using the checksum value to check the integrity, and in this task, it first decrypt whole the data into a cipher text, and on the network layer it do the same, and the data link layer it does the same. In the physical layer, it simply converted the whole data into the raw bits form. And where the data reaches to the other side, it simply encrypt that particular data. Sorry, it simply encrypt values and verified that data. And after verified that data, it simply used that data and processed accordingly. So that particular path or that particular process should be managed by the presentation layer, and specifically named as the encryption and the decryption data, by which the device, by which the information should negotiated securely between our devices. Okay. The next step is about your data compression and the decompression, by which you can see after presentation layer, when the data reached to the transport layer, the data is getting scattered, like it is performing the segmentation process, and it is divided into smaller pieces. Like when the data reaches that session layer, the data is now data. Like you can see, if the system A has 2 GB of data, like on the layer of session, like the data is carrying the same size. But when you consider the data in the physical layer, like the data size is 1500 byte. So the 2 GB data, like it is a quite comparison between the original data and the bits, where the bits should able to outsourcing. The size is huge difference. Like the raw bit size is 1500 byte, whereas the main data size is 2 GB. So that particular process is specifically named as the data compression process, and all the scattered data should rearrange on the other side of the system to form the whole data. That particular process is specifically named as data decompression. Okay, and the last thing is about your the last thing is about your data encryption, decryption, compression. Data encapsulation and data decapsulation. What is data encapsulation? Like you can see, when the data generated from application layer, the data is data. When the data moving towards the presentation layer, it simply added a format by which we can able to identify the data. When the data just moved towards the session layer, it simply added the specific time value by which the data should need to do transmission to its other side. And when the data reached the transport layer, it simply added some extra values like the source port number, the destination port number, okay, by which the devices do negotiation. Like on the layer of transport layer, it simply added the source port number, the destination port number by which the devices get a reliable connection. And the network layer, when the data reached to the network layer, it simply added the source IP and the destination IP information. And the data reached at data link layer, it simply added the source MAC and the destination MAC information. Like you can see, each and every layer, like over the data, we quote some information. That quoting way, like that wrapping process, specifically named as the data encapsulation process. Like according to the layers, uh, there are some typical information should be quoted over our data. Okay, so that particular process is named as data encapsulation process. Whereas the data moving towards the other side, and the other side, the same data on the react or the to decoded, like to remove one after another information by crossing the layers. Like when the data should received by the other end by the physical layer, it simply convert into the raw bits into the binary form or to the frame. According to the data nuclear, it simply removed the source MAC and the destination MAC and simply moving towards the network layer. And when the data reached at the network layer, it simply removed the source type and destination IP information and forward the information towards the transport layer. On the transport layer, the data should remove the source port number and the destination port number, and the session layer, it simply executes the time, and the presentation layer simply do the formatization process, or like to identify the data, use the specific format, and the application layer, it simply represents the data in front of the user. So that particular process, that particular unwrapping process that occurred to the other side of a system, that particular process is named as the decryption process, sorry, decapsulation process. So these things is also managed by the presentation. It is started just after the presentation layer, and it just finished on the other side at the layer of presentation. So that particular, sorry, these particular functions should managed by the presentation layer as well. So now you can effectively finish all the things on your OSI model and the TCP/IP model. So if you have some doubts, now Ramesh, you take your time to ask me. Okay, to ask me something like if you want to know. Okay, because now it's time to finish all the things of OSI model and TCP/IP model, because uh, the concept is over now. Okay, is
Okay.
there any doubts? Then you can able to
No,
ask me
sir.
now. It is all clear.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next topic, I wish that after the Diwali holidays, we are starting our new topic. Like I planning for that. Okay. So for do some extra things in today's concept, like I can able to share some extra knowledge regarding your packets. Like just like our TCP, like we are
TCP.
discussing the TCP header. Okay. So
Okay.
the network layer, we also have specific type of header, because the data type header format. Okay, like you can see, the data is not only generated on the application layer, some of the data should be generated on the network layer as well. Okay, so when the data should generated on the network layer, it is definitely check the MTU size. According to the MTU size, it's definitely divided the data into smaller pieces. Okay, or except from the network layer, when the data use the UDP to negotiate their information or to share information with each other, then the UDP doesn't play any role on the transport layer. It simply transmit the data just next to the layer, that is, which is the network layer. So when the UDP data reached that network layer, then at the network layer, it simply checked the whole data, okay, and it definitely be checked the MTU size as well. And according to the MTU size, if the UDP data size is much more higher, then it simply divided that whole data into smaller process, into smaller pieces. So that process, that data division process that performed on network layer is specifically named as the data fragmentation process. And after performing that process, the smaller pieces of data that we use to identify the data, we use a specific term that named as the fragment. Okay, so to define some specific values, like whenever it simply use on the layer of network layer, whenever it is using or to performing that particular process, so definitely it simply added a specific information over our data. So to define some values, it also has specific header field. Okay, like you can see the network layer, it is using the IP header where the IP header size is by default 20 byte, but some of the cases it simply raised the volume and it's becoming 64 byte as well. Okay, so the first field is about your version. Version is stands for whenever you are using the IPv4 or IPv6 to performing the logical addressing over your devices. If you are choosing IPv4, then the version is located as IPv4. If you are choosing the IPv6, then the version is shows as IPv6 type. Okay. Second thing is about your header length. The header length is by default 20 byte, like you can define that particular value here. Third thing is about your type of services, like you can also be able to say quality of service, where that particular field should able to process or to able to manage data negotiation process or the data communication process over our devices. In your course model, we don't need to or we not need to discuss anything about this particular field, so we just left it. Now the next one is about your total length, where the total length is defined uh, MTU size, like the data and the header information. So to adding all these things properly, what is the whole value? Like to define that particular value, it is using the total length. Okay. Now the next layer on the second field, you can see the first thing is about your identification, where identification is used at in the process of fragmentation, the data divided into smaller pieces to identify that particular data, like the identify the smaller pieces of data. It is doing a identification process. To doing these things, it is simply use this particular field. Like in the IP header, according to the concept of TCP/IP model, in just TCP, it has 6 flags, but in IP, like in network layer, it is has 3 flags. One is the reserved, which value is 0 always. And second thing is about your DF. DF stands for don't fragment. Don't fragment. What does it mean? Like it simply means that like whether the fragmentation process is performed or not. Okay, it simply carries a single bit value. If it is carries a single bit value, then definitely on a single bit there are two possibilities. Yes, there is two possibilities. Like one is 0 and second one is the 1. If it is 0, then the fragmentation formed. Fragmentation should check. Like if it needed the fragmentation process, then it definitely be performed. But when it act as 1, no fragmentation. Like there is no chance of doing the fragmentation process or the data division process. Okay. Second thing is about your MF. MF stands for the more fragment. Like it's simply used to manage the data flow over our devices. Okay, the data negotiation process over our devices. Like it also carries a single bit value, where there is two possibilities. One is 0 and second one is 1. One is like if the device is sending a last fragment, then it's simply tagged as zero. By the other side, when it simply check that the fragmentation field carries the MF bit as zero, it simply identify that this is the last pieces of data. After that, there are no information is coming towards the system. So it simply goes now. That particular system is able to know that now it's time to close the session. Okay. So to doing these things, it is using the zero, and for one, like whenever the system receives the data having bit one, then it simply knows it's simply able to understand that there are some other packets should able to come now, so don't need to close the connection. Okay, so to managing the whole process, okay, like whether the data performing the segmentation process or not, or the second thing is about your data negotiation process. So the flags should used performing this type of task. Performing this type of tasks. Okay. Now it's time about your fragment
Yeah.
offset, where the fragment offset it is used the client side. Like one, if you consider like it is the sender and another in the receiver. So on the receiving side, the fragment offset is used because in sender side, which identification should use that particular information tagged in the fragment offset, and the other side, that same process is used to reassemble the whole data. So it is very necessary to sending the specific to sending the identification information fragment offset. What is TTL? TTL stands for the time to live. Okay, it is the main concern about your network loop avoidance techniques, but it simply in the cyber security way, it simply carries value from 0 to 255, and according to the operating system, it simply defines some specific values. Like on Windows, it is defining the value like 128. On Linux, the value is 64, and some other networking devices, the value is 255. Okay, like whenever I'm sending a packet my other side, and it simply send me a replying back, and I simply get the title value near about 128. So I am definitely be able to identify that on my other side system, maybe it is running a Windows operating system, or whether the value is just near about the Linux value. Sorry, near about the 64. Okay, so now I'm supposed to be able to guess that on the other side system, it may be the Linux operating
Okay.
system is running. So these are some specific information that you should need to remember, because these things is very most important, because it is a process is named as like OS detection or OS fingerprinting, by which you can guess the target system operating system. Okay, so to doing these things, you need to know about the TTL. Okay. Now it's time to discussing about protocol. In the protocol field, protocol means that the set of rules that the devices, what is the types, what are the types of tasks performed by our device. So it simply execute all the things on a specific rules. That particular rule is specifically named as protocols, and that particular field is up to 8 bits, where the value is from 0 to 120 bits. 0 to 255, where you can say it simply arranges all the protocols serially. Like if you create a reliable connection, so you definitely will need to using the TCP protocol, and the protocol number is 6. If you need to define the connection less, then you choose the UDP, and the UDP type is 70. So these are the specific numbers where like the protocol value should define it as things and should managed on this layer on the field of protocol in IP header. Okay.
Okay.
The last thing is about your header checksum. It is just similar to your TCP checksum field. No need to discuss. Source IP, the system should define its logical addressing value. Destination IP to define the receiver's IP address. Okay, so this is the common fields where you like you as usual you can see these values over a IP header format. But some other cases it's simply doing the data pending process. and to performing that things, simply using the extra field which is named as options field. Whenever the data size may be increased up to 64 bytes. Okay. So this is some extra information about your network layer. Okay. So is it clear, Ramesh?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Now it's time to
Yeah.
discuss about data link layer. In the data link layer, it is also has a layer. It also has header properties. Okay, and on the data link layer, it having 40 byte of headers, 14 bytes of headers, where it is the carrying the destination MAC address field, which size is 6 bytes. Second thing is about your source MAC address field. Yes, the size is 6 byte. And the last one is about your type field, which define that whether you are using the IPv4 or IPv6. It is up to 2 byte. Okay. So the whole header size is 14 bytes, and this is your MTU size, which is 1500 byte. And apart from that, it's simply doing the checksum process. Here, the checksum process is named as FCS. FCS stands for frame check sequence. Frame check sequence. To check the integrity between the frame, it's simply doing the process named as CRC. CRC stands for the cyclic redundancy check. It simply clear that the data should encapsulate in a frame, should maintain the integrity by which the devices do the communication properly. Okay, so this is all about your header concepts in different layers according to the layers. So till now, anything you have in your mind, like if you got some doubts, now you can, now you have uh, time to ask. So start.
Mm, the frame checking server. I need
Frame
to detail.
checking sequence. Frame check
Yeah,
sequence.
yeah. I need detailed. It's not
This is the
understanding.
process named as frame check sequence. Yes. Hello.
It's not understanding.
Ramesh. Hello.
Yeah,
Which
sir.
process? Which process? Which process?
Yeah, the frame check sequence. It's not clearly understanding.
Oh, it is not clearly okay. Like
Yeah.
you can see on the segmentation process on TCP, like to check the data should maintain the integrity. It simply carries a checksum field.
Okay.
Okay, so that particular field is exactly present in the network layer as well. In the IP header format, we also check the data integrity over our packets. So it's simply using the checksum field as well. So in the same thing should varies in our data link layer. Okay, in the data link layer, when the packets reach that data link layer, it's simply adding the physical values on it, and to uh, maintain integrity, it simply defines like it's simply doing a process is named as CRC. CRC stands for cycling redundancy check. Okay, and adding some specific information on it, by which it simply check the whole segmented, fragmented data one after another. Is there any changes occurred or not? If there is no more, so if there is no modifications are present, then it simply process the data further. That particular process is specifically named as to check the integrity. Whether the integrity is present, it simply process the data further. Otherwise, or if it simply check the data, but it simply identify that some of the information should modified between it. It simply know that the particular frame should lose its integrity. So to confirm that particular information should encapsulated in between a frame, simply maintained its own criteria. It simply maintained its own values. To doing these things, it simply used or to perform the FCS process, which simply named as the frame check sequence. Is it clear,
Yeah.
Ramesh?
Yes, sir.
Surely?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, uh, is there anything else
No.
that you have
No,
in
sir.
your mind?
No.
Yeah. Okay, Ramesh. So Ramesh, now it's time to finish our session. Okay.
Okay.
So I wish you fully enjoy Diwali, and
Yes,
may
sir.
Diwali gives you a lot of happiness to you and your family. Okay.
Thank you,
Happy
sir.
Diwali,
Thank
Ramesh,
you, sir.
and see you after Diwali. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ramesh. Is there any
Okay.
doubts regarding the session? Like you can text me anytime if you
Okay.
will to be free and if you're supposed to be read something new. Okay, I'm definitely be there to do communication with you. Okay, Ramesh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for the session and once again, happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali, sir.